They called him the godfather of soul, the hardest working man in show business. Cut to vintage clips of flashing lights, fans screaming, James shouting, "Hit me," to the band. His rhythm changed music forever, from the deep South's dirt roads to the world's biggest stages. He wasn't just a performer, he was a movement, a man who made the world dance and made Black pride louder than ever before. Before the fame, before the lights and the rhythm, there was a boy named James Joseph Brown Jr., born on May 3rd, 1933, in Barnwell, South Carolina, in a time when being poor, Black, and Southern meant the odds were stacked against you. He grew up in the harshest poverty, raised by an aunt in a small brothel in Augusta, Georgia. No father figure, no real home, just survival. As a child, he shined shoes, danced on street corners for pennies, and picked cotton under the burning sun. Every hardship taught him rhythm. Every struggle taught him strength. At 16, desperation led him to an armed robbery. Prison could have been his end. But inside those walls, he found something that would save him: music. In the reform school choir, his pain turned into power. His voice became his weapon. His heartbeat became a drum. From that moment on, James Brown wasn't running from his past. He was dancing toward his destiny. After leaving reform school, James Brown was a man on a mission. He joined a local gospel group called the Famous Flames, bringing with him a fire no one had ever seen before. In the 1950s, they hit the road: old cars, broken microphones, and endless nights of playing for change. But in 1956, everything changed. With their breakout hit, "Please, Please, Please," James Brown poured every ounce of emotion into the microphone, begging, sweating, falling to his knees. It wasn't just a song. It was a performance that demanded to be felt. That passion, that unstoppable energy, became his identity. Every drop of sweat, every scream, every move meant something. He demanded perfection. The band had to hit every note, every beat, or pay a fine. James didn't just make music. He ran it like a business. He mixed gospel soul, blues emotion, and rhythm's heartbeat. And in doing so, created a sound that would soon change the world. And that sound was the beginning of soul. The 1960s. Music was changing, and so was James Brown. This was the era that would crown him the godfather of soul. With hits like "Papa's Got a Brand New Bag," "I Got You," "I Feel Good," and "It's a Man's World," James Brown didn't just sing. He commanded the stage. Every move was calculated. Every beat hit hard. He took rhythm and turned it inside out, creating something the world had never heard before: funk. Funk wasn't about melody. It was about groove. The bass, the drums, the rhythm guitar, all locked together like gears in a machine. And right at the center of it all, James Brown, driving the engine. He surrounded himself with the best: Bootsy Collins on bass, Maceo Parker on sax, musicians who would go on to redefine sound for generations. His influence stretched far beyond soul, into rock, R&B, and the birth of hip-hop. Every drum break, every groove sampled by future artists carried a piece of his genius. And with his success, he became more than a performer. He became a symbol of Black pride, independence, and power. The Godfather had arrived, and the world would never move the same again. The late 1960s, America was in turmoil. The civil rights movement was rising, and so was James Brown's voice. He wasn't just an entertainer anymore. He was a messenger. With his 1968 anthem, "Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud," James Brown gave a generation its soundtrack of strength. Those words became more than lyrics. They became a declaration. At a time when many were afraid to speak, James Brown shouted it through the beat. He used his fame to calm tensions after the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., performing live on television to stop riots and bring peace through music. To millions, that night proved music could heal, even when the nation was breaking apart. Beyond the stage, he preached ownership and education, urging Black communities to start businesses, stay in school, and believe in their power. When others stayed silent, James Brown spoke through the beat. Behind the spotlight and the stage, James Brown's life was far from simple. For every triumph on stage, there was a storm waiting off it. He was married multiple times to Velma Warren, Deidre Jenkins, Adrian Rodriguez, and Tommy Ray Heine. In total, he fathered at least 9 children. Though some say the number could be even higher, those who knew him said he ruled his home like his stage. With discipline, structure, and fire, he expected perfection not just from his band, but from everyone around him. But behind that control was a man wrestling with his own demons. Accusations of domestic violence followed him throughout his marriages. Addiction and anger took their toll, leading to arrests, scandals, and a reputation as unpredictable. For James Brown, fame was both a blessing and a burden. He could electrify millions, but he couldn't always outrun himself. And yet, through every fall, he found a way to rise again. By the 1970s, James Brown wasn't just a superstar. He was a businessman. While others chased record deals, James built his own empire. He owned radio stations, real estate, and even his own production company. He wanted control over his music, his image, and his destiny. Everything he did was independent, from his band management to his record deals. In an era when most artists were controlled by labels, James Brown controlled himself. His style said it all: flashy suits, glittering capes, gold jewelry, and custom cars. He lived as loud as his music. Fans called him the hardest working man in show business. But among his peers, he earned another name, Mr. Dynamite. At the height of his career, his fortune was estimated at over $100 million. Yet even after his death in 2006, his estate remains tied up in legal battles, proof of just how massive his legacy truly was. James Brown built his wealth the same way he built his music, through hard work, independence, and relentless drive. He wasn't just the godfather of soul, he was the blueprint for Black success. By the 1980s, the rhythm had started to slow down. Fame, fortune, and fire, they all came with a price. Legal troubles followed him: arrests, drug charges, run-ins with the law. The man who once ruled the stage found himself fighting to stay free. For a time, the spotlight dimmed. New sounds took over the radio, and the world moved on. But James Brown was never one to stay down for long. In the late 1980s, he came roaring back, performing in movies, making new hits, and reminding everyone why he was still Mr. Dynamite. The world took notice. He was honored with the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, and in 1986, became one of the very first inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Even in his 70s, James Brown refused to slow down. Still dancing, still sweating, still giving everything to the music through every mistake, every fall, every battle. One thing never changed: his rhythm. Even when the world turned its back, James Brown never stopped the beat. After more than 50 years of music, movement, and magic, the godfather of soul began to slow down. But even in his final days, he was still performing, still living for the stage. On December 25th, 2006, in Atlanta, Georgia, James Brown passed away from heart failure related to pneumonia. He was 73 years old, and the world felt a little quieter that day. His funeral was more than a farewell. It was a celebration. Fans lined up for hours to see the Godfather one last time, as music legends and ordinary people came together to honor the man who gave them their rhythm. Tributes poured in from the greatest: Michael Jackson, Prince, Stevie Wonder, and countless others, all calling him what he truly was: the foundation. His influence still lives in hip-hop, R&B, funk, and pop. Every groove, every beat, every shout of "Hit me!" carries the echo of James Brown. James Brown may have left the stage, but his music never stopped playing. Without James Brown, there would be no funk. And without funk, there would be no hip-hop. His influence didn't end with a song or a stage. It became a movement, a heartbeat that still drives music today. He wasn't perfect, but he was powerful. James Brown turned rhythm into revolution, and his legacy still moves the world.